All right, guys, what is happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode. Now, I appreciate a lot of you guys came here for the automotive content and you subscribed from the 5 or 6 years of car content that was here on this channel. But one thing I realized was that it is way too short of a life to spend it underneath the bonnet of a car, laid on your back or something like that, scraping all the skin and crap off your knuckles, getting shit in your eyes and all that sort of stuff, when you literally have this on your doorstep, right? This is half an hour from my house. Can you believe it? Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. So what I'm going to be doing is over the next sort of 3 or 4 years, or maybe even longer, hopefully longer, I'm going to be posting absolutely tons and tons of fishing and camping content here right on this channel. So if that's something that you're interested in and you want to keep watching, stay subscribed. And if you're not yet subscribed and you think it's something you want to watch, make sure you subscribe because it is going to be a wild ride. All right, so I've just come across this little kind of lagoony area. The tide's on its way in as well, so that is going to fill up with water. And because it has like a little sandbar, you can see this blue as it's starting to fill up here, and then further out, there's a little sandbar. So what that means is that's going to fill up with water, and then the fish are going to come in and they're going to try and feed in there on like crabs, kibbies, worms, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to wait here for about 20 minutes and that's going to fill up there. And then I'm going to have a fish there. There's already fish in here. You can see just here, there's already whiting starting to fill up in here. So what I might do, you can see them there. So what I'm going to do is look both ways because this is like a highway. And then I'm going to get a line wet there. Real light gear because they're only whiting, real small fish, but they still taste good. Let's go catch some. So as I said, super light setup today. Anyway, this is my light beach rod. It's a 2 to 4 kilo rod. It's just a no-name brand, just from the supermarket sort of thing. Real cheapy, doesn't need to be anything flash for this style of fishing. In fact, that reel that I'm showing you now, I even got that from Temu actually, and along with the braid that's on it, again, that also came from Temu. So I think this whole rod and reel combo, including the rod, even though I bought it here in Australia, it cost me together, all of it probably around about $50. So can't go wrong there. But, and as you can see, it does catch fish. So I'm pulling in a whiting now. This was the second biggest one of the day, 22.5 centimeters. So nothing really big today. But as you can see here, this little guy has literally eaten the entire hook. And that's what whiting do. They normally kind of come up to the hook with the worm on it and sort of suck it into their gob. And usually, if you're not careful, the worm will actually just kind of get sucked off the hook. But this guy sucked the hook all the way down his throat, and I had my pliers, they were up on the bed of the truck, so I had to go back up there and get them. And I didn't really want to keep him out of the water for so long, but I honestly didn't really have a choice. So as always, look both ways because this is pretty much like a main road, the beach here in Australia. Queensland it is anyway. Run back up to the truck there, grab my pliers, and I'm going to be able to cut this. I'm just going to cut the hook straight off the line and just, I guess, just loose the hook. At this point, when they suck it so far down their throat, it's a sacrificial hook anyway. But I wanted to show you guys just how small these fish really are. So this is a 22.5 centimeter whiting, and they've got to be 23 to keep. And now, looking at that, you can understand why I only keep them if they're around about 28, 29 centimeters. So let's get this guy back in the water quickly. And as you see in a second, he was out of the water for a little bit longer than he would have liked. And of course, a little bit longer than I would have liked as well. So let's get him in. I'm going to place him down. I don't think he's going to be too happy. And he goes belly up straight away. And I was devastated when this happened. I was like, no way. He's still alive. I know he is. So I gave him a little flip. He kind of swam around. He was trying to swim back up the beach like he was trying to get himself out. And I just gave him a little tap and put
pushed him around a little bit, and he kept trying to swim back up like he's trying to swim out of the sea. And I'm like, no, mate, go the other way. Turn around, buddy. Turn around. Eventually, he turned around, gave him a couple of little love taps, and there off he goes there. Little bit happier now. There he is. You can see him swimming just at the top of the screen there, and off he goes.
Had him out of the water for a bit because I had to get the hook out of him, and he's still got the hook in his throat, but swallowed it all the way down, and I don't have my release tool that you shove down the throat of the fish. And to be honest, he was so small anyway that I wouldn't have been able to get my tool into his mouth. I don't even know how he managed to get the hook that far down, but way too small, as you saw. In the sink he goes, or in the drink, or in the ocean, or whatever. But anyway, he's gone back.
For the rest of the video today, I'd accidentally, with my fat thumbs, put the GoPro on time-lapse, and it just is, as you can see, just recording everything at like 10x speed at the moment. And I did catch another couple more fish, but they really weren't, you know, like worth keeping. One was legal size, but as you know, like the whiting are such a skinny little fish, you need to be catching a fair few of them to actually get any decent meat off them or get a feed anyway. So if you're only catching like one or two barely legal, then there's no real point. Just chuck it back. These pippies are interesting though. These were literally washing up at my feet as I was fishing. So I thought, well, instead of using the worms I've got, I may as well just use these pippies. Not a massive fan of them. I don't think they stay on the hook very well, but they were literally free. They were washing up at my feet as I was fishing, and I thought, well, why not? Saves me using stuff I've already bought, so on the hook it goes. This one here that I just pulled in is a legal size. It's about 24 centimeters, but like I said, they're not big, so unless they're sort of 28, 29 centimeters, chuck it back.
Out of the wind. I'm going to say it was a good day fishing. Like, I didn't actually catch anything that I could keep, but a bad day fishing is better than a good day in the office, so they say. So heaps of little whiting. The biggest one I caught was like 22.5 centimeters, you sure? And you guys saw just how small that whiting was. And the legal size of them is 23 centimeters. So after seeing that 22.5 centimeter one, you guys now understand why I really only keep them if they're sort of like 27, 28, 30 centimeter long fish. But yeah, it's getting pretty dangerous now to fish that little kind of gutter. Everyone's coming off Bubble Island at the moment. And I'll just show you guys how much or how little beach is left for you to sort of stand on, and everyone's kind of trying to drive between me and my car. And you can see there's the gutter I was fishing there. Tons of whiting in there, just none big enough. And there's really not much space. So yeah, guys, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed the different style of episode that is going to appear here on this channel from now on. But yeah, I will be out fishing again tomorrow and videoing. I'm going to do a little bit of rock climbing or rock scrambling and try and go fishing off the edge of a rock cliff. So watch out for that one. If that video never gets uploaded and you never hear from me again after this video, you'll know that I died trying to film that video for you guys. And yeah, see you later.